Welcome to our video on the 10 things not to do in Mexico. If you're thinking about heading south of the border, you gotta know the deal, right? We're talking about Mexico, a country bursting with flavor, culture, and adventure. But like any epic journey, there are some things you definitely don't want to do. We're not talking about your average travel tips here, people. We're going to break down 10 major don'ts that could totally throw a wrench in your Mexican adventure. Let's dive right in. All right, first up, let's talk about something super important, the water. Now, I love a good challenge, but trust me, drinking tap water in Mexico is one challenge you do not want to accept. The water systems in Mexico can be different from what you're used to back home. We're talking about different bacteria and stuff that your stomach might not be too happy about. So what's the solution? Bottled water, my friends. It's everywhere in Mexico, it's super cheap, and it's the easiest way to stay hydrated and healthy on your trip. Seriously, grab a bottle or 10 every chance you get. Play it safe, stick to bottled water, and your stomach will thank you for it. Okay, next up, let's talk about keeping your valuables safe. Mexico is generally a safe place, but like any popular tourist destination, there are always people looking to take advantage of unsuspecting travelers. Don't be flashing around wads of cash, expensive jewelry, or that fancy camera you just had to bring. Keep your valuables out of sight, use the hotel safe for important stuff, and only carry around the cash you need for the day. And here's a pro tip. If you're carrying a backpack, consider getting one with those slash-proof straps. Be smart, be aware of your surroundings, and keep those valuables locked down. All right, let's talk transportation. Mexico has tons of options for getting around, but here's the deal. Not all taxis are created equal. You've got your official taxis, which are perfectly safe and reliable, and then you've got your unofficial ones, which can sometimes lead to scams or inflated prices. Look for official taxi stands, usually marked with signs or specific colors. These taxis are regulated, they use meters, and you're less likely to run into any problems. Even better, download a ride-sharing app like Uber or Didi. They're widely available in Mexico. You can see the price up front, and you'll have a record of your trip. Play it smart, choose official transportation options, and enjoy the ride. Let's talk about something near and dear to my heart, tipping. It's a small gesture that can have a big impact, especially in a country like Mexico. Now, tipping culture in Mexico is a bit different than in other parts of the world. Here, it's not just a reward for good service, it's an integral part of the social fabric. It's not just about rewarding good service, it's a way of life. Tipping is deeply ingrained in the culture and is seen as a sign of respect and appreciation. Those extra few pesos you leave behind might not seem like much to you, but they can make a real difference to the hardworking people in the service industry. For many, these tips are a significant part of their income. So, how much should you tip? A good rule of thumb is 10 to 15% of the bill at restaurants. This shows that you value the effort and care that went into your meal. For bartenders, a few pesos per drink or 10 to 15% of the tab is standard. This small gesture can make their day and ensure you get great service next time. And don't forget about the bellhops, housekeeping staff, and tour guides. They appreciate a little something extra too. These individuals often go above and beyond to make your stay comfortable and enjoyable. Remember, tipping is a sign of respect and generosity, and it goes a long way in Mexico. So next time you're here, keep this in mind and spread a little kindness with your tips. It's a small act that can have a big impact on someone's day. All right, let's talk about something super important, respecting local customs. Mexico has a rich and vibrant culture, and it's important to be mindful of the traditions and etiquette that are important to the people who live there. First things first, learn a few basic Spanish phrases. Even just hola, gracias, and por favor can go a long way in showing that you're making an effort. Next up, dress appropriately, especially when visiting religious sites. Leave the short shorts and tank tops at the beach and opt for something a little more modest. And here's a big one. Be respectful of personal space. Mexicans tend to be warm and friendly, but they also value their personal bubbles. Embrace the differences, be respectful, and you'll have an even more enriching experience. Okay, let's talk about adventure. Mexico is so much more than just resorts and tourist hotspots. Think about it. Wouldn't you rather discover a hidden gem of a restaurant loved by locals than end up at another generic tourist trap? Or how about exploring ancient ruins that haven't been overrun by crowds? Ask locals for recommendations, rent a car, and get lost in the countryside, or hop on a bus and see where it takes you. Be open to new experiences. Embrace the unknown, and let Mexico surprise you. All right, let's talk about something that's super important, especially when you're traveling, keeping your belongings safe. Crowded places like markets, festivals, and public transportation are prime spots for pickpockets. They're sneaky, they're quick, and they're looking for easy targets. The key is to be aware of your surroundings and take some simple precautions. For example, instead of carrying a bulky backpack, consider a smaller crossbody bag that you can keep in front of you at all times. And here's a pro tip. If you're carrying a backpack, wear it backwards when you're in crowded areas. That way your valuables are in front of you where you can keep an eye on them. A little vigilance goes a long way in keeping your belongings safe and your trip stress-free. Let's talk about communication, shall we? It's a fundamental part of our daily lives, and it becomes even more crucial when we're traveling. Now, while English is widely spoken in tourist areas, venturing off the beaten path might lead you to some places where English isn't as common. This can be both exciting and a bit daunting. But hey, don't let that intimidate you. Embrace the challenge. Think of it as an opportunity to immerse yourself in the local culture and connect with people on a deeper level. It's a chance to experience the world from a different perspective. Even a few basic Spanish phrases can go a long way. Simple words and phrases like por favor, please, gracias, thank you, and disculpe, excuse me, can make a big difference. Start with greetings like hola and buenos dias, learn how to order food and ask for directions, and don't be afraid to use a translation app when needed. These small efforts show respect and can lead to more meaningful interactions. Body language is your best friend. A smile, a nod, and a bit of gesturing can work wonders in bridging the communication gap. Remember, communication is not just about words. It's about expressing yourself and understanding others. Communication is about more than just words. It's about connecting with people, sharing experiences, and embracing the beauty of different cultures. So next time you find yourself lost in translation, don't worry. Embrace it, learn from it, and enjoy the journey of connecting with others in new and exciting ways. All right, let's talk about something that nobody wants to think about but is super important: travel insurance. Whether you're planning a short getaway or a long vacation, having travel insurance can make a world of difference. Now, I know it might seem like an extra expense, but trust me, it's worth its weight in gold if anything unexpected happens during your trip. Imagine being in a foreign country and suddenly facing an emergency situation. Think about it. Accidents happen, luggage gets lost, and sometimes you might need to see a doctor in a foreign country. Without insurance, these situations can become not only stressful, but also very costly. Travel insurance is there to protect you financially and provide peace of mind, so you can focus on enjoying your adventure. It ensures that you won't be left stranded or out of pocket if something goes wrong. Travel insurance can cover things like medical expenses, trip cancellations, lost or stolen belongings, and even emergency evacuations. These coverages can be a lifesaver, especially in unfamiliar places. Remember, investing in travel insurance is like investing in your peace of mind. It allows you to travel with confidence, knowing that you have a safety net. It's a small price to pay for knowing that you're covered if anything goes wrong. So, before you pack your bags, make sure you have the right travel insurance in place. It could be the best decision you make for your trip. All right, let's talk about something near and dear to my heart: respecting historical sites. Mexico is a country with an incredibly rich history, and it's home to some of the most awe-inspiring ancient ruins and historical landmarks in the world. These sites aren't just tourist attractions, they're sacred places that hold immense cultural and historical significance. It's our responsibility as visitors to treat them with respect and preserve them for future generations. Follow the rules. Don't climb on the ruins, don't touch the artifacts, and definitely don't carve your name into anything. Take a moment to learn about the history and significance of the sites you visit. Respecting historical sites is about honoring the past, appreciating the present, and preserving these incredible places for future generations to enjoy. So there you have it, 10 things you definitely don't want to do in Mexico. Remember, a little preparation goes a long way in ensuring a safe, fun, and unforgettable trip. Keep these tips in mind and you'll be well on your way to having an amazing Mexican adventure. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button, Subscribe to the channel for more travel tips, and let me know in the comments where you're planning your next adventure. Adios, amigos!